going, we don't need roads.
Miss Wright, what an honor to meet you. I've always wanted to interview you, so seriously, thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations on the film. It is astounding. I know that obviously you've directed before, but now that you've sort of stepped behind the camera and know what it takes to sort of direct a full-length feature film, I was wondering, looking back on all the past films you've acted in, which one would you hypothetically would have liked to have maybe taken a crack at? Do you think would have been fun if you'd had a chance to direct it yourself?
Oh my goodness, so many, so many. Never would have been able to do it at those periods of time, that's for sure. You always have this secret desire in the back of your head that you never act on. Like, God, wouldn't it be great to direct? I wonder if I could, I wonder if I could. And House of Cards really gave me that opportunity and gave me cinema school because I got to actually learn while I was physically doing it. Mm-hmm. So that then moving on to doing land and shooting on the top of a mountain, 8,000 feet up, living in the elements. We basically lived the movie that we shot. So it was a very different experience.
You made it look easy, and I feel like I know enough about this industry to know that it could not have been easy, but you did it well enough so that I was like, gosh, it's so assured. It's amazing. I was, thinking about everything that you've learned through your experiences as a director. What's an important discovery that you made behind the camera that you really wish you knew as an actor at the beginning of your career?
It's always been the same thing. I wish I had been more educated, more skilled at knowing lenses.
Really? Why lenses?
Just because it's the difference in the engagement level, like how close are you being pulled in and how much environment do you want to experience with a wide versus not wide.
That's fascinating. Lens. When you were doing the setting up your Zoom shot today, did you basically direct this shot because it's a gorgeous shot? What you have set up
yeah.
today.
And then you're like, okay, that's not good.
Well
I'm
done.
gonna move it.
I'm officially counting this as you having directed our interview because it makes sense.
Great.
So whenever I told you I was geeking out with you earlier, and whenever I found out I was getting the chance to interview you, I immediately did what I did for actors that I love, which is I went back to your filmography to see if this year marked any anniversaries for your big films, like on the 5 or the 10-year mark. And I'm just sort of curious now that, you've worked long enough in this industry, have you started getting the anniversary questions yet? And is that the sign of success as someone in Hollywood when people start talking about the big anniversaries for the big movies?
Well, no, that's just you're getting older, Robin. And it's like, yes, I realize that.
I swear on my life, I didn't mean it like that.
We're already past the 25 year of The Princess Bride. I think we're going to be hitting the 35 mark in a minute.
Yeah, I think that one's coming up. And then just a few years ago, I looked to see if Forrest Gump had an anniversary. And I think we're like right at it's like an unsexy number. It's like 27 or something like that. It's not a
let's
not
get
a
to
good
30. Let's make that a 3-0.
Well, we'll talk about that. I cannot tell you. The whole time I was watching this movie, I thought like this feels like someone that's directed like 10 movies under their belt. So congratulations. And I did love every time I watch House of Cards. I always loved when your name popped up as a director because I knew it was going to be a great episode. So thank you so much. It's really an absolute honor to chat with you.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye, guys. Good to see you again, sir. This is our second one of these. I'm starting to think that pretty soon I'm going to start taking it personally if we don't get to hang out in person anymore.
No, man. I see you more than my fox. Come on.
That's sad. That's really sad. But seriously, congratulations, sir. So good to see you again. You're such an unbelievable, a natural actor. You make it look easy, and I know movies well enough to know that it's not easy. So it's so great to see new work from you. Obviously, you have worked with directors before who were also actors. Literally, the last time we spoke was for a movie directed by George Clooney. What does a director with acting experience give you on set that someone who's never been in front of the camera just doesn't know?
First of all, thank you, and great seeing you again. I think there's a director in every actor. I always thought that. I myself directed my first film, and it will be out hopefully this year. And I think we know what actors love and hate. You know what I mean? So when we're on set, we do things very simple. We simplify everything, and that's exactly how Ridley Scott works, and Steven Soderbergh, and Chris Weitz, and all the heavyweights that I have the fortune to work with in the past. That's how they work, and that's how George Clooney and Tarantino and Robin Wright, actor directors do it. They don't complicate things, and they move very fast. They know exactly what they want, and they have a BS radar. You know what I mean? So they know when someone's not telling the truth. So all we have to do is go for another take.
I love that. A PS radar. That's fantastic. Well, you mentioned, I wanted to talk about this. You mentioned obviously that you've directed a film before. After you've had that experience and you've gotten behind the camera, how did it change who you are as an actor moving forward? What knowledge did you learn behind the camera that changed who you are in front of the camera?
It was a very easy type of a ride. I knew it was going to be easy because I grew up doing this in the theater and TV shows and of course films. And if you pay attention, you will learn the basics, and then that's pretty easy to go. And Robin agrees with me that all you need is a great team around you. And that's pretty much what happens with all these, big names. That's what they do. They gather the best talent in every department, so everything is very easy. It comes out to only choosing, black or white. Oh, I like black. Let's go. And you know what I mean. And so I think I become a better actor after every film I make. Of course, the one I directed, it taught me that passion can keep you up and only get 5 hours sleep and not even notice it. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you are engaged into something.
Trust me, I work in news. I know exactly what you're talking about. And as we wrap up, obviously I'm talking to you from Chicago. It's been snowing a lot here over the past couple of weeks. And I have a weird tradition that people make fun of me for. Whenever it's really snowy outside, I love to pour a whiskey and watch a snowy themed movie. I just feel like it's really cool. And one of the ones I love watching every year is Hateful Eight. And I'm just sort of curious because it's such a great, if it's snowing outside and it's such snowing in the movie, I think it's so cool. I'm just sort of curious if you do that, if you think that's sort of a weird tradition, or do you have any kind of movies that you love watching to, weirdly enough, pair with the weather outside?
There are 3. And one would be Fargo.
Yes.
I don't know why, man. I just love Fargo and those scenes in complete whiteness. It's so fascinating. And I see that also in the Hateful Eight, and I see that now on land. And when we shot that, you have to think about me as a tropical fish growing up in Mexico City, where the coldest temperature will be 70 degrees, you know what I mean? And or 20 Celsius. And so when I was in front of so much beauty and in turning to white, it was just beautiful, fascinating, So that's even though it's a challenge for me to survive under those extremely low temperatures. It's such a beautiful thing, man, especially for someone who's not accustomed to that.
And we get to benefit it just looking at it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous film. They're giving me the rap. You mentioned Mexico City. Last time you and I actually saw each other in person was that wonderful junket for The Nun when we went out to that was such a great junket out to. Do you remember that? That was gorgeous. That was so cool.
That was so cool from those guys to set up the whole thing out there, in a 400-year-old convent.
Yeah,
that was brilliant. It was genius.
It's one of the all-time great junkets. Good to see you again, sir. I really, really, really hope we see each other again soon, and I hope it's in person.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Likewise. Good to see you, man. Take care.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.